the catch and shoot. The catch and shoot is a shooting technique that is most commonly used at the professional levels of basketball. Catch and shoot allows you to shoot your shot 1 second quicker than you normally would if you go to a set position and then try to release the ball. This is a great technique for smaller players to use in order to get the ball off quicker against taller opponents. Again, you'll notice the points on the bottom of your screen that help us to track our goal of making 10 shots for each shooting drill. When shooting the catch and shoot, you want to catch the ball with your feet in the air on the pass. All that you have to do at that point is jump stop and jump shot on the catch. You're using your body to spring straight up for the shot. Shot fake and into the lane for a jump shot. An alternative shot to the three-point weapon has to be a jump shot into the lane. Although this is a three-point shooting workout, we're showing you how to be a more effective player. What Mike is doing is he's passing to himself, making a jump stop into triple threat, then coming back to a catch and shoot with a shot fake and going to a jump shot in the lane. We're just trying to develop game habits while we work our way out to the perimeter. Once you get the rhythm of this drill, it's very easy to do. Incorporate a jump stop and pivot into our practice setting before we actually go through the move. Everything we practice is game situation. Shot fake into the lane for the jump shot. Now we have him pass to himself using a reverse spin on the ball so that he can shot fake out of a catch and shoot, because we're trying to emphasize the catch and shoot whenever we can. Next, what we're doing is we're adding a degree of difficulty to the drill. You can do this with a coach passing to a player, or players as a team drill passing to each other. As we pass the ball, we're using a catch and shoot, and then the players are having to decide which way they need to go depending on where the defender is charging at them, if it's on the right side or the left side. It's a thinking drill, but it also provides game situation. You can incorporate this drill in only 3 minutes a day into your practice time and have great results in a game situation. For a small forward, it's vitally important in out-of-bounds play situations that you know and understand and internalize what every player position must do in an out-of-bounds situation. Where does the 5 go? Where does the 4 go? Where does the shooting guard go? The more roles that you know, the more valuable you will be to your coach, and he will put you in multiple positions. You're the ball player that is in the middle of all the size of the basketball players from point guard to center. So he might be willing to stick you in the post, and she might be willing to stick you at the point position if you know what the roles are for each player on your team.
What I look for in a small forward is athleticism, and his role as a scorer, one that can score from the outside as well as the inside. also be able to defend the outside and the inside. Usually I think your small forward on a lot of teams is your most athletic person because he's got to do a combination of all the things on the floor.
I think since you're supposed to be, you need to be one of the better athletes at the 3 spot. I'm not saying you might be the highest jumper, but I am saying you have to be one of the most versatile athletes on the team. You might not be the fastest guy, that's probably going to be who? Point guard. You might not be the highest jumper, that doesn't matter. You have to be a very versatile athlete. So you set the physical tone in practice. People are dogging it. If you ever have a dead practice, go through the motions. To me, that's this guy's responsibility. Not just a captain, not just a point guard. To me, the point guard in a game is where he earns his money. In practice, to me, this is where this person has to earn their keep. Set the tone in practice. Because you are one of the most versatile players, you have to turn it up a notch. You have to set the pace and speak with actions, not words in games. You have to be able to detect when your team needs an uplift on defense. Because remember, on defense, and we talk about the point guard doing this all the time, and point guards have to do it all the time. They're little farts. They're little guys. They have to be mean and aggressive all the time or they're not worth their salt. Everybody else kind of dogs it a little bit, but typically when you're on defense, you're here or here, you've got other posts around you, other people on defense can see you more than anybody else. When your team can see you more than anybody else during the course of a game, true or false? You have to be the guy that sets the tone and the pace with your actions on the court. You have to be. And that means when you go to offense, team is struggling, they're not scoring, they're missing open shots. You have to be the person that goes to the offensive boards and finds a way to get a score for your team. You have to. I mean, your center might be dealing, he might be 6'7", 6'5", 6'9". He might be dealing with a 6'10" guy and that's as wide as a bar and he can't get around him. You have to set the pace with your actions and go get an offensive board. No matter what it takes, you have to take care of that. Know when your team needs a hustle basket. Not just going to the boards, maybe getting out on the fast break, ahead of the ball, really busting out. Figure you're going through the game, you're halfway through, you're 3/4 through the second half, everybody's a little tired, they've been leaving it on the court. Do you have the mental toughness to sprint one time to get ahead of the ball to get your team an easy basket? We talked about point guards creating a fast break by being explosive with the ball. Can small forwards create a fast break by being explosive ahead of the ball? Sure. You have to know when your team needs a hustle basket. Has to take place. Now, along with that, the color commentators for television will always tell you, can't do it against the zone, of course, but they will always tell you, in a man-to-man defense, if everything is bogging down, what should you do with the ball? Drive it to the basket. Why? Because you're going to get to the free throw line. Most shooting guards don't like to drive to the basket. They're soft-hearted. They're good shooters, they love to shoot, but they don't usually have the breakdown capabilities they need. Point guards can do it off the dribble, but they're not going to get away with it every time. If a point guard defender is playing good containment defense, you're not going to get that opportunity too often, are you? So whose responsibility does it fall upon to get to the free throw line?
Small forward.
Small forward. Jordan ever do that?
Yes.
Pippen?
Yes.
All the time. You have to drive the ball to the basket. That means you have to have driving and scoring skills in order to do that. This is a simple one. Areas of the court you're going to play in, you're the only person that will play in these areas of the court. You ready? You're the only guy on the floor that's got to play in every area of the court at all times. Pretty simple, isn't it? I could draw it up for fast breaks, defense, offense. It's going to be exactly the same.